Welcome to Portland, which tonight plays host to the top teenage hoopers in the world. After a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, the Nike Hoop Summit is back in the City of Roses. The stars of tomorrow look to shine bright tonight in the house that Damian Lillard shines in more than 40 times a year, the Moda Center. The USA Junior National Team features the biggest names in the high school class of 2022, headlined by Dariq Whitehead. Fresh off a banner week that included winning McDonald's All-American MVP and a Geico National Championship, Whitehead is headed to Duke to be a part of Jon Scheyer's first year at the helm, taking over for Coach K. Joining him in Durham next year and on USA Tonight is Dereck Lively, the 7'2" center who is regarded by ESPN as the #1 recruit in the land. While USA features the best of 2022, the World Select Team features some of the top prospects of 2023, including Mackenzie Mbako. A consensus top 3 recruit, Mbako made a big decision about his future earlier tonight. And while he might be lower down the rankings, Jamaican-American guard London Johnson is a guy to keep an eye on. He's set to make his college commitment next week. USA against the world here at the Nike Hoop Summit in Portland, and the action's coming your way next. Welcome to the 2022 Nike Hoop Summit, presented by Nike. It's a beautiful Friday evening in the Pacific Northwest as we get ready for the USA Junior National Team taking on the World Select Team here at the Nike Hoop Summit. And we welcome you courtside here at Moda Center. Kevin Dan alongside Fran Fraschilla. And Fran, we were dark in 2020. We were dark in 2021. Boy, it's just great to be back here in 2022.
Kevin, this is one of my favorite basketball events of the year. It's back. We get to see the best high school players in America versus some of the best from around the world. The competition is hot and heavy, and we're going to watch a lot of these guys play in the NBA someday.
So much talent on the floor, but there's a really nice guard matchup you really want to focus in on.
Yeah,
Fran.
Jan Montero, a young man from the Dominican Republic. He spent some time playing in Gran Canaria at the highest level in Europe. He's also spent time this year with Overtime Elite, and he will go up against Keyonte George, an outstanding player from Dallas who is going to Baylor, where they just turn out guards by the bushel. That will be a fun matchup. USA, Kevin, does not have a pure point guard, but Keyonte will handle the ball a lot tonight.
And he'll also look to score a lot as well. Keyonte George is in the starting lineup for USA alongside Dariq Whitehead, Dereck Lively, Amari Bailey, who's going to UCLA, and Dillon Mitchell, who will be going to Texas. Meanwhile, the World Select Team, Jan Montero, Tyrese Proctor, and Mackenzie Mbako just committed to Duke, both of them this week. Leonard Miller and Vince Iwuchukwu for the World Select Team. There is USA head coach Joe Mantegna, the head coach at Blair Academy, and he's been there since 1999. He's done a really nice job at the high school level.
He's a great high school basketball coach. There you see Joe, and he's turned out some NBA players, some quality human beings as well. And there's
Roy Rana, the World Team head coach, who was recently named the Egyptian national team head coach, has also been an assistant in the NBA with the Sacramento Kings.
Absolutely. He's an outstanding Canadian coach, college coach in Canada, and he's been a part of the World Team since 2011.
Jump ball controlled by the World Select Team. They are in the dark gray, USA in white.
Both of these teams have practiced this week, and we've really enjoyed watching it.
Montero hitting a step-back 3. That's one thing they would like to see him improve. Just 28% from 3 in Overtime Elite, but he has a nice-looking shot.
Well, and he's got a very mature game for a point guard.
Early lead for the World. Our officials, Hector Sanchez, Carmelo De La Rosa, and Yuriris Guzman. USA basketball. Looking inside for George, it's taken away. Here comes Leonard Miller in transition. Offensive foul.
Yeah, Miller got away with a push-off there. And that's a guy that Roy Rana has told us that he's got a chance to be one of the best players to come out of that country, Canada, in a long time. And if anybody would know, Kevin, it would be Roy, because he has been a part of Canadian basketball for quite some time.
Yeah, whatever he says carries a lot of weight for him.
It really does. He is the younger brother of Emmanuel Miller, who right now stars for Jamie Dixon at TCU.
One of the key players for the Horned Frogs. Made a run to the round of 32 this year.
Oh, good pass inside.
And Duke fans will be seeing a lot of that next year.
Oh, yeah, Whitehead to Lively, no question. Dariq Whitehead from New Jersey. And when you talk to the USA coaching staff, one of the things I love about him is he fits any style of play. He's just a great teammate.
Gets it into Amari Bailey, in and out on the jumper.
Kind of a two-point guard attack for the World team because Tyrese Proctor can handle the ball as well.
Left back for Iwuchukwu, who lays it in.
Oh, I love his hands. He's about 6'11". He's from San Antonio. Play at USC next year, but for a big guy, he runs and can catch it.
Native of Imo State, Nigeria, before making the move to Texas. Whitehead turnaround. He's seen everything, but there's Bailey to finish.
Amari Bailey, he's going to go to UCLA and play for Mick Cronin, and Mick Cronin's going to like that defense right there.
Yes, he is. Picking up full court. Cronin really turned it in the Bruins into kind of a gritty team.
He has, yep. He's got a chance to be very good next year as well.
Montero, with a little hesitation, he'll earn himself a trip to the stripe.
Watch Amari Bailey come out of nowhere right here. Dariq Whitehead takes a tough shot. And Bailey with the finish. Young man who actually grew up in Chicago, played at Sierra Canyon this year, last couple years, with some talented teams. He actually committed to UCLA and Steve Alford when he was in 9th grade. He backed off that commitment. Later on, re-upped with the Bruins.
Had a nice year at Sierra Canyon this year. About 18.5 a game. He's considered the #2 prospect by a couple different recruiting services in his high school class. As Montero hits both free throws. And Montero playing at Moda Center. It's happened before. Luis Montero, former Portland Trail Blazer. Also played a little bit with the Detroit Pistons on a 2-way contract a few years back as Bailey gets fouled going baseline.
Well, also a native of the Dominican Republic. And when you talk about Al Horford and Carl Anthony Towns, who actually played for the Dominican national team, and John Calipari, that was actually a good recruiting tool.
Yeah.
John coached Carl Towns on that team when he was still in high school. And Carl's had an amazing year this year with the T-Wolves. They've really made some strides.
Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, he put up 60 in a game as Keontae George gets fouled shooting 3.
Keontae is a power guard. Some people compare him to a Bradley Beal type at 6'4". We saw him make 4 straight baskets to end the scrimmage yesterday against the Portland Generals, a team made up of college players, a couple high school stars as well.
Yeah, those Portland Generals had a lot of talent on that team.
They did. You know, my first recollection of that team was they had a kid when he was a sophomore in high school at West Lynn High School. Nobody knew, wasn't ranked anywhere. And we were watching him thinking, this kid's pretty good. It was Peyton Pritchard.
How about that?
Who later on played in the Nike Hoop Summit and then had a great career at Oregon, of course, now with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, very nice rotation player for the C's. Well, when you watch Keontae George, you see he's committed to Baylor. You mentioned the Bradley Beal comparison. Others have said D'Angelo Russell and Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
What do you like about his game?
Well, he's a scorer. He can shoot it. He's powerful enough to get into the mid-range and get to the basket. And he's got a really good feel for the game. And again, Baylor's a program with that great guard play recently. Think of what Davion Mitchell's doing for the Sac Kings right now. Good effort.
It's that defensive intensity you like to see. Played at IMG Academy this year. They got to the Geico National semifinals before losing to Dariq Whitehead and Montverde.
Yep, Kevin Boyle and Sean McAloon, 2 great coaches. Kevin at Montverde, obviously, has had so many of these players play on Nike Hoop Summit for him.
Proctor.
Good look.
Chukwu inside over 2 defenders. Not Lively snares the miss.
I just love that effort by Chukwu.
Bailey with the left hand can't finish around his future LA rival. Montero missing it off the USA play.
Thank you.
Both of these teams obviously have deep benches, so we're going to see just about everybody tonight, Kevin, and it's going to be fun. Just because the guy's not starting doesn't mean he's not going to be an NBA player someday.
11 available bodies for the world team as there's Montero hitting another three, his second, and 12 players available for USA. The one scratch, unfortunately, for the world select team, Matas Buzelis, excuse me.
Plays up the Booster Academy. Smooth right there.
Deontay George with 6 points in the early going.
You see how Montero, he's very, very smooth. Nice pass.
Oh! The continuation for Iwuchukwu.
Now, very smooth pick and roll decision making by Jan Montero. Watch him come off a ball screen. Engages the big defender. And then he's just going to drop the dime off to Iwuchukwu, who throws it down. I was impressed with Iwuchukwu yesterday in terms of his energy around the basket. You see the finish right there.
And known as a big-time rim protector, Iwuchukwu.
Going to play for Andy Enfield and the USC Trojans this coming year.
I think Andy Enfield knows a thing or two about coaching bigs. Huh?
I would say in recent years, all right?
Yeah, Evan Mobley, Onyeka Okongwu.
Absolutely. Evan Mobley, what a season he's had for the Cavaliers. Another young man who's a graduate of the Nike Hoop Summit game.
Whitehead at corner three. And not too long ago, that was considered one of his weaknesses, but now he's become a very consistent three-pointer.
And I think it's going to get better and better in time. He's got, but I love his motor. He's locked in on both ends of the floor.
He's a guy who came to the IMG Academy when he was 13 years old.
Yep.
Montverde, excuse me.
Yeah, left New Jersey.
Offensive rebound, Iwuchukwu inside on the follow.
Right off the bat, he's been the most impressive player in the first 5 minutes of this game.
7 points, 3 rebounds for Iwuchukwu. Whitehead just hit a three. Baco pushing. Omaha Baloo. The top 2023 recruits, still undecided.
I love his story. Mom and dad are refugees from South Sudan. The reason they named him Omaha is that's where he was born.
Oh, the lob, George the Lively.
Eric Lively, young man whose mom was an outstanding player at Penn State, Kathy Drysdale.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids have got that in their genes, right?
Yeah, Kathy Drysdale scored nearly 1,300 points at Penn State. Actually played a little bit pro ball in Europe. There's Baloo inside, finishing through physicality.
We're going to have some excitement tonight. A lot of athleticism on the floor. Take a look at this dunk by Derek Lively, who, as we mentioned, is heading to Duke to play for John Shire. Right here, second look. And then Omaha Baloo, young man that plays at Link Prep. And as you mentioned, only in the class of 2023. He has not decided on a school, but he's got a lot of interest, needless to say.
Yeah, Nebraska, Iowa State, Kansas, Oklahoma State, basically the entire Big 12, Kentucky as well.
There's a good chance I'm going to see him play in college if he comes to the Big 12.
That's for sure. And Link Academy, they had a really nice year as well. Got to the Geico Nationals finals, losing to Montverde. So new lineup in for USA. Handling the ball, Nick Smith Jr., part of a nice recruiting class for Eric Musselman in Arkansas. Very nice recruiting class. He stepped on the sideline as he caught it.
Guy handling the ball right now for the world team. This guy that we've really enjoyed the last couple of days, London Johnson.
Yeah.
A man from Norcross, Georgia. Great high school program. He just plays with so much poise and cool, calm, collected point guard.
Looking inside. Here's Felix Okpara, who gets fouled going up. he'll shoot 2 free throws. The foul on Kyle Filipowski, another future Duke Blue Devil.
Roy Rana, we mentioned him earlier. This past year, he was with the Sacramento Kings. You know, in 2017, he took Canada to the FIBA Under-19 gold medal. He had a guy named R.J. Barrett who was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good player, and I believe Andrew Nembhard was on that team. Emmanuel Miller, who, as we mentioned earlier, the older brother of Leonard Miller, who's in the game tonight. And Roy is one of the great FIBA coaches really in the world. And you mentioned it, he's going to now be the new coach of the Egyptian national team. And, he knows it. Last summer, he was the assistant coach of the German Olympic team. I got a chance to visit with him back in July and August.
Jarris Walker, tough turnaround. Here's Grady Dick, the offensive rebound, the future Kansas Jayhawk. Block for Nick Smith Jr. A D. Rebound secured by C.D. Sissoko. Johnson on the drop. Blue stepping into a long 2. Filipowski, that one's stolen. 3-on-1. Sissoko, the lob.
Nicely done, and they are off the world team to a quick start, Kevin.
20-13 after this lob. It's a 7-point lead for the World Select team. Sissoko putting that one on a platter for Omaha Blue.
Absolutely. C.D. Sissoko is one of the few guys not playing in high school. He's in the professional ranks in Spain, and great hookup with Omaha Blue. We told you Blue was an excellent athlete, class of 23, and you can see it right off the bat why he's got so much interest among some of the top programs in the country.
So USA trailing 20-13 as we take a look at the World Select huddle right there. But it's been a fun start thus far, Fran. We've seen some of this athleticism on display, some shot making. It's been a good one to start.
Yep, and this world team usually arrives very early in the week. They've had a number of practices. Again, Roy Rana always knows how to get a team like this, an all-star team, if you will, to gel quickly. And we could watch the last couple of days the camaraderie with this world team. That's impressive.
Coming out of the timeout, USA has Clell Ware, who will be playing nearby in Oregon next year. Jarris Walker, Nick Smith Jr., Grady Dick, who's on your screen, and Kyle Filipowski for the World Select Team. C.D. Sissoko, London Johnson, Omaha Blue, Johan Traore, and Felix Okpara.
Traore heading to Auburn to play for Bruce Pearl.
He's done a great job with that program. Dick on the drive. Filipowski trying to keep it alive.
Oh boy, numbers. Good hustle.
Jarris Walker, future Houston Cougar, and he's going to fit right in with Kelvin Sampson.
You think Kelvin Sampson's going to like that hustle? This kid is a rebounder. Can't lose it, bud.
Johnson the steal, and couldn't quite put it in. London Johnson a 3, not quite. Smith looking for his high school teammate, Clell Ware.
Wow, and if there's one guy that I think has been, I don't necessarily think he's a surprise, highly ranked Clell Ware, number 16, but I think this kid's gonna have a tremendous impact at Oregon.
Yeah, consensus top 20 guy. He had an 18-block triple-double in a high school game.
Yep, North Little Rock High. That's a pretty good high school team. They won a 6A state title in Arkansas.
Yeah, he and Nick Smith.
I'd say that's a pretty good duo.
I'll take those two.
Yep.
Here's Smith. Filipowski, who can put it on the deck. Skilled big.
And watch those two high school teammates now. Nick Smith headed to play for Eric Musselman, who can't sign everybody because this kid from Little Rock is going out here to the Northwest, and I think this guy's got a great future. Derek Lively is the #1 big man in the country, rightfully so, but Kel'el Ware, from what we've seen over 48 hours, is not that far behind, Kevin.
What have you liked about Kel'el this week?
He's just, he moves for a big kid. He moves so effortlessly. He's got a frame that's going to put weight on, and he's going to dunk it right here, I think.
He got fouled. Iwuchukwu not letting him get put on the gram, but he will get 2 free throws.
Now, that's a good back cut right here. Watch him shake his man. Gets up there, gets fouled. But he's got terrific agility. Moves well laterally. Obviously has the size. And when you look at his frame, you see a frame that I think, remember Chet Holmgren this year at Gonzaga,
Yeah.
how narrow that frame is? This young man's frame looks like he could put on another 25 pounds.
He's listed at 7 foot 210, so you'd like to see him at 235?
I think he's going to do just fine at 235.
So he has a nice free throw stroke.
Reminds me a little bit of Jared Allen.
Yeah,
Cavaliers.
see that.
Yep.
Dick. The steal, setting up Smith. Filipowski puts it in on the weak side. Corral.
Kyle's a very versatile big man, obviously heading to Duke.
London Johnson
yeah.
swimming in midair.
You know what we call that? PhD. Proper hand development right there, that little spin move. He's got the PhD off the window.
Nice crossover. Dick, a dead-eye shooter. Dashes it in.
Wichita kid is going to fit right in with the defending national champions, Kansas Jayhawks.
Self getting a second in Lawrence. This past week, that was a great national championship game. North Carolina, easy dunk inside for Trey Orr. Jarris Walker, who was kind of a point forward at IMG. Hybrid 4. Filipowski off the dribble. We'll have a foul on the Dick foot back.
Hi, Kevin. Here's what I mean by PhD right now. Take a look at this spin off the glass. Proper hand development. Love that. And then, of course, Grady Dick. Watch this. Smooth stroke in the corner. That's going to happen a lot at Allen Fieldhouse. And then watch Trey Orr right here with the finish at the rim. He'll play for Bruce Pearl this year. Originally signed with LSU.
Yeah.
Coaching change, obviously. We all know about the coaching change. Will Wade out. And he drifted over not too far east to Auburn, the Plains, and he'll play for Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl has done some really good recruiting. He's got a 5-star in 3 straight classes now.
I think Jabari Smith was pretty good this year.
Oh,
I think he's going to go
so
pretty
fun to
high.
watch.
Yep.
Sharif Cooper a couple of years ago. Trey Orr coming in next year.
How about the USA? They fly back into this game.
Yeah, it was a 7-point lead. It's down to 1, and it's back up to 3 after that nice finish by Mackenzie Mbako.
He's been impressive. Of course, earlier tonight, he's the 5th player in this game that's going to head and play for John Shaw. But you're going to have to wait a year, Blue Devils.
Dick off on the 3, and Filipowski fouled. So yesterday, Tyrese Proctor commits to Duke. And an hour before tip,
Yep.
it's Mackenzie Mbako committing to Duke.
Young man from New Jersey. Of course, his family with Nigerian ties. And I've really been impressed with him. He's got a great stroke. He's got good size for a wing player. And any talk of Duke maybe falling off the map a little bit with Coach K retiring. Somebody said to me tonight, I don't want to be the guy that replaces Coach K. I want to be the guy that replaces the guy that Coach K. And I said, watch tonight out here on the court, because I have a feeling the guy that replaces Coach K is going to have to wait about 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
If any indication is with this recruiting.
Duke doesn't rebuild, they reload.
In spades this year, for sure.
Top recruiting class in the land. They got 3 of the top 5 recruits coming.
Who's this? Go.
Proctor. They just get it off. Well off. We played 10 minutes. A good first quarter. The World Select team with a 26-23 lead over the USA Junior National team after 10 minutes of play. been talking a lot about Geico Nationals. It was last weekend. A lot of those players that played there are here at Moda Center today. In the national championship game at the high school level featured Montverde against Link Academy.
Yep, and when you think about the Geico Nationals now, some of the best players in the country will finish their careers. You see Dylan Mitchell right there heading to Texas. This kid, they are going to love him in Austin because he is a tremendous athlete. And then Dariq Whitehead, as we mentioned, going to Duke. Strong game, two-way player, good defender, can score. You mentioned how his shooting's improved. And what you love about the Geico Nationals is a lot of the best high school players in the country are starting to go to these prep school academy types, and they're getting a real taste of college basketball at an early age, and this is a fun event.
Yeah, there were 41 top 100 guys at this event. The finals went to Montverde 60-49 over Link Academy. Montverde got it done, and Dariq Whitehead, not only was he the McDonald's All-American MVP last week, he was the Geico Nationals MVP.
Let's give credit to their coach, Kevin Boyle, who's been at Montverde for a while now after leaving St. Pat's in New Jersey. And how about this stat? The last 7 years, the only NCAA school with more NBA draft picks than Montverde, Duke University.
That is an incredible stat. That just goes to show you. I mean, they had the team a couple of years ago that had Scotty Barnes, Day'Ron Sharp, Cade Cunningham, and Moses Moody. All those guys were first-round picks.
And they had 3 more guys taken in the second round. There were 7 Montverde players drafted last year.
Incredible. Absolute factory. So getting ready for the start of the second quarter. There is Dylan Mitchell.
He is a high flyer, high motor guy. Some of the NBA scouts compare him to Kelly Oubre. And he's a little bit bigger than I remember Kelly as a Kansas freshman, and he can fly through the air.
They have not, as of last week, they haven't recorded his vertical, but it's got to be 40s plus.
We'll find out next year when he gets to Texas. We'll watch it.
That's for sure. Second quarter underway. Here's a look at Anthony Black, another future Hog. Just committed to Arkansas last week.
There's no doubt Eric Musselman is watching this right now. He's got to be.
Sorry, Haley in the lane, not quite. Tero, the look ahead. Miller hits the 3. It's a bit of an unorthodox release play, but he hit it at a 40% clip this year at Fort Erie International.
And that's why Roy Rauner said, just watch this kid, because I'm not sure people realize, he's a late bloomer. I'm not sure people realize how good Leonard Miller is. You know what the crazy thing that we heard yesterday? He was at Wasatch Academy, right?
Yeah.
He made the varsity golf team at Wasatch before he made the varsity basketball team. This kid, as a hobby, is a golfer, but his development this year at Fort Erie up in Ontario has been dramatic. He's a high riser right now.
Yeah, just an absolutely incredible story. Varsity golf before varsity basketball. You know, he did grow 6 inches over an 18-month span, so hey, if you go from, say, 6'4" to 6'10", that'll certainly turn your prospects.
Well, it'll also tell you that you're probably not going to spend a lot of time on golf anytime soon. Probably being on a basketball court would be wise, as good as he can be.
Look inside to Okara. Flown it home, showing off some nice touch, the future Ohio State Buckeye.
Nice pass by Leonard Miller right there.
Miller undecided what he's going to do next year. Has a lot of college options. Also the pro route a possibility as Cam Whitmore into the game, hits a 3. I know you like your Villanova Wildcats. They'll be playing for Jay Wright next year.
You know, I think he's ranked 29th on the ESPN, right? And so not as highly ranked as some of these guys, but the perfect Villanova Wildcat. And wait till he learns to jump stop. He's really going to be good. But he plays with a great motor. When you come out of the Charm City, Baltimore, you don't have a motor, you're not a Charm City guy.
Had a really good McDonald's All-American game.
It is.
Whitmore posting up inside.
That's what he does. You can just see him in Villanova blue and white right now. Think about all the players they've had in the last 7 or 8 years. Malik Bridges, DiVincenzo, Brunson, Sadiq Bey, who dropped 152 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, for the Detroit Pistons. And actually, Jay Wright did compare him to a Sadiq Bey, Eric Haskell, Miguel Bridges.
Here it is. Watch right here. And that's what he does. He's really a perfect Villanova Wildcat. Baltimore about 2 hours or so south of Philly. Phil Booth is a Baltimore guy, and they've always done well in that I-95 corridor.
First free throw from Montero is short. Projected first-round pick this year. ESPN 2022 mock draft has him going 20th overall.
That gentleman on the left of Roy Rano, that's Caleb Canales, who at one time was the interim head coach here at the Trailblazers.
Back in 2012.
Yep, long-time NBA assistant.
Before Terry Stotts took over. Three-point lead for the World Select team. There's Mitchell. He's been developing that jumper.
That's a pro move right there. You want to speed up his development because he's going to spend some time on the 40 acres in Austin. But, very smooth.
Very good defensive player as well.
He's going to be even better when he gets done with Chris Beard, trust me.
Miller gets his own moves. Too strong on the follow.
Watch Anthony Black. I love his playmaking ability.
Bailey sent away by Okpara, and in transition comes Montero. Blocked by Black.
What a play.
Mitchell dropping it off for Bailey.
Smooth. Anthony Black with the defensive play, and Dylan Mitchell. One of the things about playing at places like Montverde and IMG, you get used to playing with other great high school players. And you saw it right there, Dylan Mitchell just dropping that ball off to Amari Bailey.
Proctor on his scoop to the hoop. No, but Okpara on the flush. Whitmore stepping back. Good end-to-end action here. Filipowski gets the deflection.
Pass.
Whitmore running the floor and hammering it home.
Nice look by Amari Bailey. Had his head up the whole time. And Cam Whitmore just kept running and running, and he's been rewarded. He looks like he's about 6'6" or so, but he is well put together.
7 points in 3 minutes for Whitmore. Miller off target there.
Watch him. Watch out! Whitmore!
He gets it to go, and he's got 9. And a timeout called by Roy Rana.
The young man from Archbishop Spalding in Baltimore. Mentioned the Charm City. Those guys bring the intensity. He shows you at one end, and let's just keep running. You'll get it. There's another one. Same play. Finish. And the Wildcat faithful, Nova Nation, they're going to love this. And one more for good measure. And he does remind you of like an Eric Paschal, Sadiq Bey type.
He's got that body type.
Yep.
Athletic, fluid with it, strong,
No
maybe
question.
a little undersized.
Won't matter. It won't matter.
Inside this Roy Rana huddle, and he's done such a great job with the World Select roster. You mentioned he took over the team in 2011, and you know, all right, USA has 9 of the top 10 recruits in
Yes.
2022 on their team, but Roy Rana's going to make sure this is a close game.
No question. He has USA all time is 15-7 against the world. Roy has 4 of the 7 wins, so he knows how to put together a roster. The practices are very sound. And, I like the way, however, USA has bounced back from
Yes.
a 7-point deficit.
Yeah, it was 20-13 if you're just joining us. USA's had a nice second quarter. They are outscoring the World Select team 14-8.
Both teams, Kevin, shooting 13 for 7, 27 from the field, which last I checked my arithmetic, that's slightly under 50%.
48.1 to be exact. You're right there. And a 10-3 burst here for USA over the last 3 minutes and change.
Partly because of the play of Cam Whitmore.
He's got 9 points in 4 minutes.
So that's efficient.
Rayor. That time. He's got a couple of buckets. Number 2 recruit in his class.
Whoops.
Left his feet, but was able to not turn it over. Late clock for Bailey. Runner from the foul line kissed in.
Not bad. Hey, Amari had good presence of mind. He knew the clock was going to get down to 3-2-1 and got a decent look up and used the window.
Known as a great defender and intense guard, Bailey.
As we mentioned, he will defend.
Tucker, nice pass to the cutting Sissoko, and Bailey provides the resistance, but a little too much.
Sidibe Sissoko comes from a basketball family. His dad played on the Senegalese Olympic team in 1980 in Moscow. That was the Olympics that the USA boycotted. His dad went on and played in France. Sidibe is a Senegalese French national and now playing in Spain for Baskonia.
And spent most of this season with their junior team.
That's right.
It is the LEB Oro, LEB Gold, the second division.
Gold, exactly. Good level, kind of like college level basketball. You see a lot of American players playing Web Gold, and then if they're good enough, Kevin, they work their way up to the ACB. As you mentioned a few times today, I'm not sure on here, but the ACB is second best league in the world.
Just great talent. Of course, that's where Luka Doncic played before he came to the NBA.
I've heard of him.
He's all right.
He's pretty good. He's had a great couple weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah.
5 straight 30-point performances. That's what's so much fun about the World team and the Nike Hoop Summit. The basketball globe has shrunk dramatically. It's amazing how good the talent is around the world.
Great to see the game grow as that shot's in and out. Bako, there's Sissoko getting stripped in transition. It's Whitmore to the line. How about Grady Dick?
Yeah.
It doesn't count, but you know, Grady Dick is more than just a spot-up shooter. He moves well without the ball, and we've seen him put it on the deck a little bit here tonight as well.
Very much so. He's kind of like Christian Brown, who just helped Bill Self win a national title. Grady's got a lot of the same attributes that we watch from the outstanding Jayhawk Jr. He was just, as you mentioned, helped Bill Self to a second title.
Grady Dick was actually named the Gatorade National Boys Player of the Year. He had the trophy presented to him by Jason Tatum, surprised him.
Grady Dick spent an interesting summer with the USA Basketball 3x3 team. Yeah, that's what we call 3-on-3. I want to make sure everybody knows. And who was it? It was Keontae George, Grady Dick,
Kyle Filipowski. They won the
under-18 FIBA 3x3 gold. A different kind of sport than 5-on-5.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
It sure is. It's like beach volleyball, but on a basketball court. And those guys, all 3 of those guys, first time they had ever been outside the United States. Kind of cool.
Yeah, Keontae was telling us that earlier today.
Yep.
He's in Hungary. London Johnson on a baseline drive, missing everything, but there's Omaha Balukin rejected. Ware fouled him backcourt. The USA's kind of put the clamps down defensively here recently.
Yeah, they really have. As we mentioned earlier, both of these coaches will use their benches liberally. There's a lot of talent. Fatigue not going to be a factor tonight.
Smith Jr.
Nice play.
Below Ware.
That's what we call Spain pick and roll right there. That's a staple of the Spanish national team. The ball screen, back screen, the big run into the basket. I got to tell you, the one guy that has really, I told you this a couple times, I think Kel'el Ware. Dana Altman's going to love this kid. I have a feeling if he just lets himself percolate as a player, that he's going to have a very, very good future in Eugene.
And known as kind of a reserved guy, they wanted to see him kind of improve that motor, but he's played hard this week.
He has. Guess we got another bucket.
Keontae George. Who else? Known as one of the best pure scorers in this class. Nice lateral quickness there as well defensively.
Absolutely. Not quite Davion Mitchell, but pretty good.
Chukwu has the small on him. Can't finish. Smith alive. Just through the hands of Kel'el Ware.
Good vision.
Blue blocking foul.
Omaha Blue. I love that name. I love the story. He had a dunk, I remember, a couple years ago. Chet Holmgren at one of the USA camps that went viral, and we know Chet's going to be a top 3 pick. Congrats to Chet and Gonzaga. Chet was part of the Under-19 World Championship gold medal team this past summer up in Estonia, coached by Jamie Dixon. And Jaden Ivey had a great summer. He had a great sophomore year. Johnny Davis, the Wisconsin star, who's going to be a high pick. So USA basketball, that experience is invaluable. Kevin.
It really is. Blue going 1 for 2 there. And of course, it depends on what recruiting service you look at. But he is the highest rated Iowa prospect since Harrison Barnes.
Pretty good. Yeah, he's from Waukee, which is a Des Moines suburb. We got good high school basketball. A lot of Division I players.
Eventually transferred to Link Academy. Mike Sharaf jumps. First time we've said his name, he goes by Mongolian Mike. That's his Instagram handle.
Yep, and he is from Mongolia, which is just so amazing to see. We've been impressed with him.
Yes.
I don't know how much time he's going to get tonight. Dayton fans, don't worry. We have seen enough of him. He's got a chance to be really, really a good player. We love his playmaking ability at 6'7". Mongolia, think about that. He's been here since his freshman year.
Nick Smith throwing it off the backboard to himself. Get his Tracy McGrady / KJ McDaniels on. Sharp jumps from the corner. Nice tap rebound by Glel Ware.
Good hands by Sharp jumps.
Montero, high arcing 3. Sissoko keeping it alive.
Good pass.
Extra pass into the corner. Blue can't pay it off. But gets the and 1.
Hustle here, Nick Smith. Young man we mentioned from North Little Rock High School. Throws it off the board, goes and gets it. Pretty good play.
Yeah, you got to be pretty athletic to do that.
Exactly. Eric Musselman is going to love this kid. He's going to love Anthony Black as well.
Yes, he is.
There you see Omaha Blue back to the line.
Seen Blue do some nice work offensively. He's got 8 points. Also very active on the defensive end. Whitehead, a step back. So clean.
Big time move right there by Tariq. That's what we call separation. Defender's on him, but his footwork created the space to knock that shot down. You were right about his shooting.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks like a pro. Sissoko left alone. Where's going to be called for foul?
Watch the footwork. This is what I call educated feet. Watch Whitehead now. He got to get away from the defender, Sissoko. Watch him step back. He has all that room to get that shot off. He educated his feet right here. You know he's put time in on that step back move.
And we mentioned a little bit earlier, but if you're at Montverde for 5 years, obviously, I mean, you're not going to be playing when you're a freshman, but just kind of the institutional knowledge that you'll gain from Coach Boyle is huge to have.
I think it's a great point because, to your point, he had to sit and watch some great players until he got his turn. But think of those practices. Cade Cunningham and Scotty Barnes. And I'll tell you, you know the thing about in New Jersey right now, the thing about New Jersey, they are loaded in the class of 23. We mentioned Whitehead, although he's coming out this year, but Baco's going to Duke, DJ Wagner, Simeon Wilcher, who is already committed to North Carolina. Jersey is loaded this year. Whitehead, a Jersey guy this year.
Smith, nice look inside. Filipowski gets blocked.
Nice.
Blue On the give back from Montero.
That's what I mean by the mature game of Montero. He knew just where his big guy was running, created a little space. Nicely done.
Average 17 points, 7.5 rebounds with overtime elite. Filipowski losing it.
Watch this. I love that kid. Oh, I love that passing.
And he lays it in.
Oh, man. Mongolian Mike. And I'm telling you, he can be a point guard someday.
He is known as a PG. You know, like, all right, he might be 6'8", he might be listed as a forward somewhere.
Yeah.
No, they say no. Treat him as a point guard.
The last two possessions were terrific. Watch the pass by Montero. Right back to Baloo, and then Mike Sheriff Johnson. Learn how to say that name, folks, because this kid has a flair. Watch him get it right back. And he'll play for Anthony Grant at Dayton. Came over from Mongolia. He was a high school freshman in Xenia, Ohio, which is a stone's throw from UD. This past year he played up in the Cleveland area. And think about it. He comes from East Asia. And the adjustment, remember, I think his dad played for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, his dad was known as the Mongolian Shark. Sarin Jankar, his name. Played for them 20 years ago. He was discovered by then LSU head coach Dale Brown.
That's right. Dale Brown had a clinic in Mongolia. He first checked to see if he had any eligibility.
Yeah.
But the Shark was already 27 years old. He called Manny Jackson, the president of the Harlem Globetrotters. They brought him in for a tryout, and the Shark got a chance to play for the Globetrotters. Now his son, we saw the Shark yesterday, 7-footer. But this kid, Mike Sheriff Johnson. Did I say that right?
Sheriff Johnson.
Yep. Will be a Dayton Flyer. Little 2-2-1 press now by the world team.
Break the token pressure.
Good post up. Nice pass.
Great ball movement. Blue Devil to Blue Devil. Lively to Whitehead.
Terrific set by Coach Mantegna. They went high-low. They got a down screen to free. Player at the top, and then Lively posted, and it was in Lively's hands about a half a second.
Shot and game nearly identical. Montero in and out. 3 seconds for Smith. Oh, blocked by Sheriff Johnson. Sissoko gave it a ride from 75. Oh, a great first half here at Moda Center. USA really looking good there to close the second quarter.
They got off to a slow start. World team was on their game early, but they're starting to really pick it up, USA. They've gone deep in their bench, and they have had an impressive second quarter.
Well, it's halftime here at the Moda Center, and our score is 51-45 USA over World Select. Now we take a closer look at USA basketball with some inside access from the past year.
Who's most likely to game?
Okay. I don't know them all that well, but we'll find out.
The worst pregame playlist out of this 12-man roster.
It might be me, man. I listen to all types of stuff.
I could see Zach having a terrible playlist.
Jason Tatum. The other day, he said one artist was better than the other artist, and his taste just threw me off. So, you know, I'm gonna just go with JT.
Who's most likely to cuss while wearing a wire?
Draymond Green. That's duh.
Me or Draymond?
Draymond Green. Bam.
Bam, but everyone else is saying Draymond.
Of course, they'll say Draymond. That's cliche.
Partner in a game of spades.
JT. I know he knows how to play spades, and if we lose, we can curse each other out and nobody will take it personal.
I know that Brad and Jason from St. Louis, and they got to play spades down there, so one of them too.
Game of spades, Kevin. He a card player. Kevin's a card player. And so, you know, when you're playing spades, you want to play with a card player. Game on the line, who I have taken the last shot?
Can I say me? Me.
I mean, I'm not supposed to say me?
Dame. I've been around Dame. He's hit 2 game winners on my teams already, so I know what he does.
Number 7. I mean, that's easy.
I'll pick Dame.
I mean, I would say me, because I would be like, let me get it.
I mean, we got plenty of guys that have hit multiple game-winning shots throughout their career, so we got options.
Man, that's tough. KD or Dame Dollar, they both have proven to hit big shots in big moments. And I think having both of those guys that you can go to, I don't think you can go wrong.
I definitely told Draymond I wanted to pick his brain.
Got you.
Talk to him about the Olympics and also just anchoring the defense.
Draymond Green, former Defensive Player of the Year, a 3-time All-Star, a 3-time champion for the Golden State Warriors. He is one of the most incredible defenders, the elite of the elite in our game.
You know, I've always watched Bam game, and I say that guy reminds me a lot of me.
Bam with a gorgeous block from behind. Adebayo, a rising star in this league.
For such an incredible player, an all-star, to say he wants to learn from me, it's an honor to have. See, Bam don't watch film. He don't even know how to work the stuff.
My bad. I just usually do that.
To hear that he says, I want to pick his brain, and he came to me and said, yo, anytime I would love to pick your brain. He continues to remind me a lot of myself.
Draymond, great pass.
Adebayo and Draymond Green are great passers after they roll, which makes them doubly dangerous.
He kind of made it a gateway for dudes like me to be able to be a quote-unquote undersized big in this league and still be impactful.
There's Draymond out top. And there's the defense. Draymond met him up top. Let me remind you who I am defensively. That's what he had to say.
This is why I'm gonna pick your brain. Right now, who has the mismatch?
I do, in my opinion. Because if I just take one more dribble and body him,
he gets the shot. Because he's supposed to help.
For sure.
You take one hard dribble left and take 2 steps. He's already in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Which he still got the bucket, but if he was a all defender, that's a steal.
Yeah, facts. You have to teach the guys that are coming behind you so that you lead this game knowing that I taught this guy what I know so he can then teach the next guy. And ultimately our game will continue to grow.
Big thanks to USA Basketball. Some of the sights and sounds from that 2019 team.
I think we have a great challenge. You think about it, the world team's been here since Saturday. We had guys get in past midnight last night. We had counted up 62 hours to be ready for game. On one hand, you'd say, like, you know, not fair. But then the other hand, you look at who we are, and we always take the challenge.
Yeah, 1 minute to make 10. Hell up. Run. Deal. Get there, James. I got you. Great job. Right. USA, bring it in. Let's go.
Cole, what's your name? AJ, nice to meet you.
Can anybody here hit threes? We always finish with like a 3-point contest, right? So you take 2 threes against someone else's 2 threes, and whoever loses does push-ups. You good to do that? For the lead! Oh! We need to make it. You gotta make it. Tie. All right, Zay.
Welcome to the Nike Hoop Summit. We're tonight at Portland, Oregon. Future college stars and NBA draft picks from the United States and around the world will lace them up at the 22nd annual Nike Hoop Summit.
Your preparation over the last 3 days has been phenomenal. We got the best players in the world. And when you decide to outwork people and you decide to play for each other, that's when special happens. Let's be special for me. Let's go.
I'm going to be watching that point guard matchup, Paul. You got them number 1 and number 2 in the country, right?
James. Yes, sir, James. You roll. You go off the back screen, and we're going to reverse it and look into Isaiah.
Trying to beat him, but run with him. Run with him and cut him off.
72 Team USA.
They're tired right now. You got to keep grinding, baby. Embrace the grind. They're tired.
Finish on 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, finish.
Usada Silva for 3, no. Rebound here for Moore. And Team USA trailed by 7 at the half. They win this one by 6.
I'm gonna take my horse to the hotel road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the hotel road.
I mean, I have to give a lot of credit to the world team. They came ready to play. Obviously, we had that slow start, but I think that we just fought through it. And as the game went on, as a team, we didn't divide. We stayed together, and I was just proud of everyone on the team for that.
USA winning by 6 3 years ago. They're up by 6 at the break right now. We welcome you courtside here at halftime alongside the CEO of USA Basketball, Jim Tooley. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. You've been in this position for 21 years now, and you know this has had to been a tough last couple of years, not being able to have the Nike Hoop Summit. What's it like to finally bring it back?
It's great to be back on the court with this age group and see so much of the basketball community here supporting these young guys.
Jim, when you forget the wins, because that's obviously important, but when you see that video we just saw of all those guys, and many of them now in the NBA,
yes.
What do you think about when you see a Jeremiah Robinson or Cole Anthony wearing USA?
It's awesome. It's a proud moment to see how they've gone on, done great things. You know, they get involved with us at a pretty young age, and then to see them move on to bigger and better things, it's great feeling.
Obviously, the game is tonight, but it's so much more than that. They're here all week. Kind of walk us through the week for the USA Junior National Team, World Select Team, getting ready for the Nike Hoop Summit.
They came on in on Monday, and you know, an extra day to give a little bit more prep time. We usually take in a Blazers game, but they weren't home this week, so just got more time to build a little camaraderie on the court. And the international team was in here training as well, and just trying to keep pace with them.
Obviously, you're 15-7 over 22 years. I mean, we originally thought this would be a nice little like exhibition type deal to see some of the better players, but the competition level is serious, and it's important.
Really important. The international team over the years has gotten so much better. I mean, that's basketball worldwide, and so this is just a microcosm of what's happening out there. So when people see the U.S. getting challenged or, God forbid, losing, they're like surprised, but they shouldn't really be, because it's an unbelievable growth of the sport over the past several years.
Well, the whole country gets up for the Olympics every 4 years, but you guys are busy in the non-Olympic years as well, and I know it's a busy 2022. What's coming up for Team USA?
Well, we have, you know, a lot of 3x3 events going on. We have the FIBA 3x3 World Cup in Belgium. On the screen there is the different events. U17 Worlds for both men and women, and then the big event for us this year is our Women's World Cup, because that has a direct impact on whether we directly qualify to the Olympics in 24 or not. And our women have had an outstanding run, winning 7 Olympic gold medals in a row, and ready to take on another World Cup.
By the way, Jim, congratulations on the Olympic gold. That was not easy given all the COVID stuff and the travel to Tokyo. You've overseen the renaissance of USA basketball the last 21 years. When you see these young guys on the court, many of them like 15 years ago and 10 years ago and 5 years ago now are representing the United States in the Olympics. How rewarding is that?
It's really rewarding, and you know, point out we had 3 golds. We had you know, men's and women's 5x5, and then our 3x3 women, which was the first ever medal in 3x3, a new discipline. So, but it's rewarding seeing these young players, both on the men's and women's side, just come up through the ranks and then representing us on the biggest stage in the Olympic Games.
Well, Jim, thanks so much for your time. It's been great having you.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
We will be back with highlights and stats after this quick message.
I've been a witness since I was 10 years old. I watched the game change. I witnessed the crowning of a king bring a city to life and prove every hater wrong. But now I'm ready to get out there. I waited long enough. I want to be witnessed. Witness me drop a 20-piece, 30-piece, 50-piece. When regional, sectional, state take over a city, my city. Witness me change the game. Nah, scratch that. Change the world. Witness me pick my teammates up. Witness me and my friends at the top on the cover of every magazine. Witness me become your favorite Hoopers, favorite Hooper.
Witness me outwork you. Witness me study hour after hour, becoming a true student of the game. Witness me become a leader, set an example. Witness me never quit, on and off the court.
Witness me make my auntie proud. Become an all-star, a champion, the greatest. Witness me, you heard?
All right, boys, it's their time. Let's get time. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
You're watching the Nike Hoop Summit presented by Nike. Here in downtown Portland at Moda Center, we played 20 minutes. We've got 20 minutes left to play. USA with a lead over the world, 51-45. And we welcome you courtside back here at Moda Center, friends. Kevin Dan alongside Fran Fraschilla. A great start for the World Select team, and then USA really found its footing.
They really did, and both teams we mentioned have a lot of depth. I thought USA's second unit really got it going. And World team, hey, they've got a good team. Jan Montero was outstanding. Leonard Miller had some big plays. And let's watch this young man from the Dominican Republic. 18 years old, he's already played at a high level in Europe. He's now playing for Overtime Elite, the new program that allows kids to get their development without having to go to college. And Dariq Whitehead going to Duke, young man from New Jersey who starred, as we mentioned, at Montverde Academy this year. The Geico National Champions, also impressive. Watch this footwork. Well done. And then, you know I like the Villanova guy, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, Cam Whitmore, 11 points, and he got it done in a hurry. He only played 5 minutes and still got 11 points on 4 of 5.
I would say instant offense personified, but also the hustle and the energy to run the floor.
Here's a look at the halftime stats for these teams as USA is shooting a cool 50% from the field. They were both shooting 13-27. I remember you doing the math for us, Fran.
Yeah.
But since then, Team World down to 39% or so. And also, USA really striping it from downtown.
Yeah, no question. 55% pretty good. And now we'll see what Coach Rana has up his sleeve. What a halftime adjustments. They may play a little more zone. I've seen him do that in the past. And for USA, keep the momentum going because particularly the second unit was really, I thought, outstanding, especially in that second quarter.
Yeah, everyone on the bench for USA is a plus or even.
Can I make this? Can I adjust what I just said? There's no second unit here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You're right.
It's just who starts and who keeps it going. But there's not a guy in this team that's a second unit guy.
Starting 5 to start the second half. So it looks a little different for USA. It's Black, Whitehead, Mitchell, Lively, and Whitmore. Proctor, Montero, Mbako, Iwuchukwu, and Miller for World Select team.
That's a very versatile USA team with great size.
Miller, nice pass behind the back to Montero for 3. And Jan Montero with 14 points, 3 assists, and no turnovers.
And Leonard Miller's done a nice job of being a playmaker as well.
His second helper of the contest. Whitmore dribbling into a 3. He's 5 for 6 now.
And he is confident. That ball did not move because he said, I think I can get a shot right here.
Well, in addition to being a great basketball player, he also plays the baritone sax for his high school.
I like it.
Well-rounded kid.
Renaissance man.
Yes. Mbako off a screen. Here's Whitmore looking for more. Oh, nice pass. Dropping it off to Lively for the flush.
Villanova had a kid play a few years ago that was pretty good in this game. His name is Jalen Brunson.
I think I've heard of him.
He's pretty good. Former consensus player of the year in college. And Cam Whitmore is going to be another outstanding Villanova star.
Brunson was great this year when Doncic was out with injury.
We know Cam can score, and he's not hesitant to get a shot, but watch this little playmaking right here. Nice dump off here. Goes Euro step first, avoids the contact. And then a nice drop off to Derek Lively, a Eastern Pennsylvania kid.
So smooth there from Whitmore. Miller off the bounce. Down there for Lively.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, got stripped.
He's got a great burst, doesn't he?
He does. A lot of fun to watch.
What's interesting about Cam, he had a bad ankle this year. His senior year was really slowed because of that ankle, and he looks pretty good right now, I'll say that.
Despite the bum ankle, he averaged 21 and 10.5 rebounds on that bum ankle. Iwuchukwu getting the deflection. Here comes Miller.
Nice finish. Wow. And he went right over the 7'1" Lively. Take a look. Watch Miller go right through Lively right here. He avoids Walker first, but this is great agility. And you know, Roy Rauner might have a point, because he has been talking about him. By the way, George Raveling is watching right now, who is our legend, Mr. USA Basketball, great coach, great Nike guy. And I talked to George earlier in the week, and he said, let me know how Miller plays, because Roy told him earlier in the week, he said, this kid has a chance to be special. And Roy said, not a lot of people are talking about him.
You know, Fran, he could become the most famous golfer to ever come out of Wasatch Academy.
Exactly right. See, there's that zone we talked about.
Whitehead trying to bust the zone. That's going to stay with USA because of the hustle of Whitmore.
These three officials are FIBA officials. The rules are a little bit different. We haven't gotten into them much, but there's Whitmore again, man. He's toying with this team right now. He has really been, I think, the catalyst for this whole USA surge going back to the end of the first quarter.
Explosive off 2 feet. Whitmore was 16. Proctor. Nice handle, takes it into the double team. Bacco along 2 is too long.
The Duke guys. Tyrese Proctor at the NBA Global Academy. Nice. Oh, man. I'm telling you, this kid, he's got a great future. Quick off his feet. He's obviously got the size.
There with his second bucket, he's got 6. Tero short on the 3. USA playing some in-your-shorts defense right now. Couldn't finger roll it home on the lob from Black.
Well, you see USA now starting to play above the rim. Let's watch this dunk by Cam Whitmore. You mentioned he's only about 6'6", 6'7", but he plays like he's 7 feet tall. And then watch Ware right now. He's going to be an Oregon Duck. He's going to go to school just about an hour or so down the road from where we are tonight. Play for Dana Altman, and quick off his feet, great length. And boy, did they get a good one there.
Could have gotten a free throw with that as well.
I think so. Game is a little more physical.
Yep.
FIBA, you know, FIBA officials let you play a little more. Of course, 4 10-minute quarters. You can play the shot off the rim and knock it off the rim.
Miller in and out on the 3. That's the rule I love. The ball is live on the rim. They had it in the G League for a few years. Makes things interesting. There's a nice block from Iwuchukwu. Baloo challenging Ware, who says,
Nope. Oh, this is good action.
Black rejected by the rim.
If I was Anthony, I would have passed that ball.
Yeah.
No time for showtime. Play for your others.
This is getting ragged. Whitehead, a 3.
Yep.
And Roy Rana calls timeout. I think that's a good timeout, because
I think so.
Getting a little rough for World Select Team.
In FIBA rules, the coach can only call timeout on a dead ball. Can't call when it's live. When the ball goes through, the ball is dead.
World Select Team has had a ton of great players over the years. One of those guys, the former MVP in Dirk Nowitzki.
Summit alum. I gotta say, that was one of the best weeks I had in my life. You know, really one of my first times to come to the U.S. Went from nowhere to being on the radar, and people all of a sudden saying I'm a lottery pick. Who is that?
It's Quentin Richardson.
Oh, what?
Dirk Nowitzki, one of 5 NBA MVPs to have played at the Nike Hoop Summit. His year, Dirk Nowitzki scored 33 points in a win for the World Select Team.
Yep, back in the late 90s, and he really was not on anybody's radar as far as the NBA, but the Mavericks really got the inside track, and the rest is history. Dirk with an amazing NBA career, an NBA World Championship. Some of these young players are likely to play on an NBA champion as well someday. You can almost you can rest assured that's going to happen.
No doubt about that. For all the talent that's on the floor today, and 35 All-Stars have played in this event.
Yep.
35 NBA
How about this?
All-Stars.
217 NBA draft picks.
That's unreal.
Yep. And as Jim Tooley said, the basketball globe has shrunk.
It has.
20% of the NBA, as you know, you see it, more outside the United States.
London Johnson. Montero's got to go. Has to heave up a deep one.
Yes.
And buries it.
He's got that range. I don't know. That's Dame. We watched Dame Lillard today, didn't we? We watched Dame work out at the Blazers practice facility.
Yeah.
Now, this is not a fluke now. This kid can shoot it. I know his percentage wasn't great this year, but we watched him yesterday. This is deep. This is Dame. This is Steph Curry range.
You know, 2 years ago with Gran Canaria's second team, he did shoot 38% from three, so it is there. Nick Smith's shot is in and out. Percentage wasn't great this year, but
his form is good.
It is good.
Yeah, no question.
What do you look for in a shooter's form?
You know, we were talking about this yesterday when we were watching. The less movement, the better. A guide hand that's silent, that doesn't move, and follow through when you shoot through your guide hand, and you reach up, and we call it put your hand in the cookie jar. Follow through so that you're reaching up to the basket like you're going to get a cookie. How's that? I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now.
We need dessert after the game. No, and that's a smart play by Miller.
And Amari Bailey popped Sidi Sissoko accidentally. Amari apologizes. Sidi has also got, like Montero, a mature game.
Yes.
He looks like a pro. He's played professional basketball. Baskonia, a great ACB tradition. Thiago Splitter, Luis Scola up there. And by the way, great food in the Basque region of Spain.
I am a quarter Basque.
Are you?
I haven't visited the motherland yet.
Great, and one of my favorite places to go.
Johnson's fouled going baseline.
When you go to Bilbao, tell them I sent you and ask for a bowl of fish soup.
Okay,
right?
there it is.
Or San Sebastian.
Sissoko, just continuing on him, NBADraft.net has him as the #4 international prospect born in 2004.
Yep.
And Jonathan Givony has him going 14th overall in the 2023 mock draft, so a potential lottery pick we're seeing here tonight.
Still a lot of room for improvement. He hasn't really had a big impact on this game, but the way he plays is, you can tell he's been around older professional guys.
Lyndon Johnson had a great FIBA Centro basket last year. 36 a game with the Jamaican U17 squad.
He plays for Jesse McMillan, a great North Cross high school coach down in Georgia. And this kid, I think he's going to be a great college player. Just tell me.
He will commit next Thursday. He was supposed to commit last week and delayed it a little bit.
Always under control, simple plays.
Sharp jumps.
Watch his playmaking now. Algolian Mike.
Now Traore takes it into trouble, but he got fouled.
Here's a little nugget for you as we watch Kyle Filipowski enter the game. You know that he and Dariq Whitehead were teammates in 6th and 7th grade?
Filipowski and Whitehead.
They go back that far. That's just like so hard to imagine, but it's a long time to have gotten to know somebody. They ready for this? They played on the Primetime Panthers.
Okay.
And the Court Masters Elite.
There you go.
In 6th and 7th grade, and now they're going to be teammates at 2. See the useless information you get from me, Kevin?
Oh, that's good knowledge.
I know. Well, it's useless to most people, except for those of us who love hoops.
Take that to your next cocktail party.
That's like a trivia question. I got one, you know what I mean? You can win a bar bet.
Oh, yeah. Next round's on that person. Ari Bailey getting fouled by Sharif Jumps, and Bailey to the line for a couple of free throws. Bailey's father played football at Louisville and then in the NFL for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep, he played with the comeback kid, Jim Harbaugh. Terrific teams in the middle 90s.
Nearly caught the pass in the AFC Championship game against the Steelers that would have gotten them to the Super Bowl.
Do not remind Indianapolis Colts fans. Do not do that.
Well, they got their Super Bowl.
They did.
Bailey missing both.
World team is clawing back into this. USA can't break away.
It's a 7-0 run for a World Select team. Plus 12, it's down to 5. Filipowski to stay in front of Johnson, does a good job. Smith Jr. Is that on the way down?
Yes, I think they're going to count it. Yep. I think Sharif Jumps should have let that ball go. Let's watch right here. Well, it's close. It's close. I'm not sure it was on the way down in replay. He says no. The replay, I think, indicates no.
Yeah, live time, it looked like a goaltend just because it was that close to the basket,
Exactly.
but it still looked like it was going
I
up.
agree. I agree.
Smith completes the three-point play.
That's why I'm not coaching anymore. Those referees, they drove me out of the game.
The 1995 MAAC Coach of the Year, Fran Fraschilla.
Manhattan College Jaspers.
Nice NCAA tournament win over Oklahoma. Shot doesn't go. Now I got to ask.
Yeah.
Does James Fraschilla is he retroactively upset about that loss?
No, he's not. He's not. In fact, I have a lot of Oklahoma people in my family, and they were rooting for the Jaspers.
Okay.
I had a Spanish kid on my team.
Hey, oh,
nice.
There's Jarris Walker.
Jarris Walker going to. I actually had a kid from Spain. Geronimo Butero was my first international experience having an international player.
Yeah.
And fabulous. We actually took our team to Spain before his senior year.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
And that's when I fell in love with international hoops.
Baca with the left hand, guarded well.
Jarris Walker, that's a foul. He is going to be a special player for Kelvin Sampson.
Cougars have it going right now. Final Four last year, Elite 8 this year.
Watch this kid just hang on the rim. I asked him if he liked to rebound. Remember yesterday we were talking to him, I said, I hope you like to rebound because you're going to do a lot of rebounding for the Houston Cougars. And by the time he gets there, of course, he'll play next year, but he's going to be in the Big 12 in a couple of years.
Yeah, how about that? BYU, UCF, Cincinnati
Nice.
all joining them. And good look, Mitchell to his Montverde buddy, Whitehead.
Excellent execution by Joe Mantegna right there. And, Joe is really a class guy, great coach. He's a son of a coach. His dad is in the New England Basketball Hall of Fame, Joe Sr. Joe, I know you're watching tonight. Your son wanted to make sure that the apple didn't fall from the tree. Watch this. Watch the back cut right here. That's what we call a flex cut. And Joe Sr. up in Northampton, Massachusetts, right outside of Amherst. He's very proud of his son, who's had a great run at Blair Academy. There you see Joe, 23 years now at Blair. Coach Luau Dang, Coach Royale Ivy.
Yep.
Charlie Villanueva, all three of those guys play in the NBA, and so many of his kids go on and play at the Patriot League, Ivy League, Division One.
You mentioned Luau Deng and Royale Ivy, and that actually led to Joe getting an opportunity to be an assistant coach for the South Sudan men's national team at AfroBasket.
who is going to be a power someday.
Yes.
When you think of the kids coming out of the war-torn country, many of them have immigrated to the States and Australia. Nice move.
And there's Oak Park. We've seen one of them here tonight in Omaha Balloon.
Absolutely. Omaha's family of refugees who ended up in Omaha, Nebraska, moved to Iowa. So many of those kids now playing high school and college basketball.
Mitchell, strong there. Can handle it. That's stolen by Whitehead.
Nice.
Drops it off. Keontae George. Thought there might have been a foul there.
Keontae, that's not going to happen very often. Nice pass.
Sissoko, good look for Balloon for
That's
three.
Great, yep. That started with Jan Montero, excuse me. Montero, I love saying that.
It's a great name.
Yep, and a great pass by Sissoko. That's what I meant, Kevin, when I said he has a pro feel for the game.
Bailey,
Nice.
that's a good take.
Yep, sure was. Didn't need to use the backboard there. Mari, he's doing a little chattering tonight. Confident player.
10-point game. Actually, the last shot for World Select Team was a long two. Baco. Tough pass.
Watch this ball movement now. It started with Montero looking ahead to Sissoko. There's the pass. Watch this pass. Beautiful. Now watch Amari Bailey. Watch him get to the basket. No backboard. Scoop. Pretty. Nice job, guys, in the truck. That's excellent camera work.
Lee Kajabi, our producer, doing a great job all night long.
I'm having a blast. I don't know about you.
Oh, this is so much fun.
I'm celebrating basketball.
Well, where?
Oh,
showing off
man.
the range. It's not just dunks, Fran.
That's crazy. Hey, Jared Allen or no, right?
Yeah, hey, there you go.
He's got, and Jared, working on that three ball. And tell you what, if he ends up like Jared Allen, he'll be a pretty good NBA player. See that contract he signed this year?
Oh, man. Hey, very deserving.
Yes, sir.
An all-star nod. That was a long two for Kalel.
That's
there.
okay.
Oh, and he hits it.
Oh, okay.
Got to the backboard first.
Yep.
Jan Montero for deuce.
Tell you, Montero is a what did I say about his game early? Very mature game. Let's watch right here. Yeah, from that angle, it looked like he hit the board. Yep.
Keontae George half court. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. The USA leading World Select 74-64. 10-point game with 10 minutes to play. All right, let's take a look at the Nike Hoop Summit Confessional Camp.
We are in Portland right now at the Nike Hoop Summit
with 12 of the best basketball players in the nation.
Our goal is to beat the world team and come out on top.
Probably Derek Lively. He's just super tall, long, and active, and super versatile.
I mean, I can't really say one guy to be exact. I mean, all of us have been putting in the work.
I'll probably say Jarris Walker and Cal Filipowski. To the fact that I never really got a chance to watch them play like that.
It means everything to have this USA written across my chest.
Just knowing I was going to be here competing with the guys in the team. And I'm just thankful to be here.
It's definitely a goal that I wanted to achieve, so I'm just grateful being here. And I know that being just a part of this team means that a lot of the world really agrees with us, that we're the top players and we're really here to show what we got to do.
Fran, obviously we know about what this means on the court, but basketball is very much a relationship-driven business, and this is a great opportunity for these kids to start building some deep relationships in this game.
These kids are probably, many of them, not only going to continue to wear the USA across their jersey, but they're going to be college and NBA teammates. And Kevin, what struck me with that great piece of video we just saw was Bradley Beal played in this game. Jason Tatum, Jalen Brunson, go back to Joe Johnson, the bucket getter, Kevin Garnett, Kyrie. it's awesome to see these kids at this stage of their development wear that USA and be proud to do it. Eventually, some of these guys are going to play on gold medal Olympic teams.
We've already shown you the former Nike Hoop Summit guys who won NBA MVP. A lot of them have also won Rookie of the Year. KD, Derrick Rose, Kyrie, Tyreek Evans, Andrew Wiggins, Cat, Ben Simmons. Just a great list.
It really is, yep. And these are the stars of tomorrow. And we get a chance to watch them here. And remember, we mentioned it earlier, but if you're just tuning in, we did not play the 20 and 21 Nike Hoop Summit games. It's fun to be back here at the Motor Center.
Been a great host for the Nike Hoop Summit over the years. It has kind of moved across the country. Portland's been a great venue.
I love it here. I love coming to the Northwest. Got to the Nike employee store today.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Did some damage.
A couple new pairs of shoes, some sweats. Oh, yeah. Liking my new Nike swag. Start of the fourth quarter with Whitmore rumbling to the rim and drawing the foul.
Cam Whitmore does not waste any time.
No.
He is a heat-seeking missile to the basket.
That's a perfect way to explain his game. A heat-seeking missile. I love it.
How many minutes so far? And how many points?
11 minutes, 16 points on 7 shots. Very efficient.
He may add to it right here at the foul line. Let's see. Archbishop Spalding High School in Baltimore.
Mentioned Baltimore. He has a connection with Carmelo Anthony, who actually tried to recruit him to go to Oak Hill, but he wanted to stay with Archbishop Spalding.
Yes, that's a great point. You know, he's one of those kids in this game that didn't, you know, leave that high school program in the neighborhood or in a small town and head to the IMGs. And it turned out okay for him.
Yeah.
So he just missed a free throw, so he's only got 17 points in seemingly is like 4 minutes.
Yeah, he has filled it up today.
Yes.
Montero, whose 4 threes ties a World Select Team record here. That's off Whitmore. Montero, you see the hustle there.
Yeah, no question. Watch this hustle right here. Ware is everywhere. Yep, everywhere. That's his new nickname.
Yeah, I like it.
Everywhere. Because tonight he has been everywhere.
Yeah, not W-H-E-R-E, W-A-R-E.
Yep.
A lob card just a little bit out of his hands.
Oh, good hands.
Montero, the
swipe.
swipe.
That's Whitmore. Oh, he got a piece of it.
Tried to quick shot him, and then Ballou saves it in.
Got it.
Nice
pass.
Dylan Mitchell puts it in.
Dylan Mitchell, a smart guy. He didn't get into the fray. He took off down the court.
Hey, an open gym, that bucket doesn't count.
I know it.
But it counts here. It's a game-high 13-point lead for USA. Sissoko off target.
Nice pass.
Whitehead, catch and shoot 3. Such a compact score. Timeout, Roy Rana. Lead is 16 for USA. USA up 80-64, 8.5 to go in the fourth. Let's take a couple of looks at that last 3 from Dariq Whitehead. We've talked about his shooting. It looks really good.
Yeah, and the 3 was the easy part. It was the ball movement, but you're right. He has got, that stroke is not broken. This is great ball movement right here. Watch the drive by Mitchell, kick out. Feet set for Dariq Whitehead. That's another thing. Watch his feet. He's already set to shoot it. Compact stroke. Shoot through that guide hand, follow through. Give you a shooting lesson tonight.
There you go. That's one thing we haven't talked about a whole lot with shooting is shot preparation. That's such an important part of it.
Yeah, no, it really is. And what a week he's had. This kid, McDonald's All-American, you mentioned the MVP, Geico National Championship. Gonna play for John Shire, along with 4 other guys in this game. And remember what I said to you earlier in the game. One of the things the NBA scouts like about Dariq Whitehead is like he is a guy that can play in an up-tempo game. He can play in a half-court game. He can shoot it. He can defend. John Shire's got a really solid player coming to Durham, North Carolina.
He just never seems out of place. See the line. 17 points, 5 of 7 from 3. He had 13, 7, and 7 in the McDonald's All-American game. The national championship game against Link Academy, 14.6 assists. He's starting Montero.
Matchup.
Yeah. Delu. Pick and roll with Iwachuku. Seen the layup. Never really quite had it in his hands.
And that was actually pretty good pick and roll defense. They made it really crowded in there.
Blair's hit a long two. This is a three for the future Oregon Duck.
I'll tell you what, it's early. I don't want to put any pressure on him, but NBA scouts are taking notice. Obviously, his development is still in progress, but they're going to love him in the Northwest, right here in Portland and down south.
Sissoko behind the back, setting up Leonard Miller. Keontae George float game, off point just a little. Go back to the World Select team.
Khalil Ware, he's done everything tonight. Blocked shots, scored the rim. Take a look. And then Sissoko, he's got that game we talked about. He knows how to play. Good look. Ooh. Man, that wasn't a 180. That was a 360.
That's spicy from CD Sissoko.
No question. USA has really, really put the clamps down on this world team.
They trailed by 7 in the first quarter. They lead now by 17. Oh, another spin move, but too many steps. A suitcase violation for Sissoko.
That used to be legal in FIBA.
Yeah.
And Roy Rana's saying, hey, that's just a good spin move right there. Have you ever heard of the Euro step?
Yeah.
They go in zone here. Tyrese Proctor figures it out.
Yep.
Roy goes into a 2-3. But USA has had no issues tonight with either defense.
Whitmore to the wall.
Oh my goodness. He might be the MVP. I'll say why I say that. The game changed when he came back.
It absolutely did.
And forget the fact that he's head towards 20.
19 on 8 shots.
Wow.
Deflection, Whitehead.
Nice.
Missing with the left. Sissoko with Mitchell to beat. And a nice finish. Mitchell read that pretty well.
He did. Sissoko just went right through him.
It's going to be an offensive foul.
Well, it was heat-seeking missile that time.
it honed in on its target.
It honed in on the target. Unfortunately, the target was in legal guarding position.
Yeah.
Come on, Cam. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, I think your son, as we see a slew of subs here for USA, your son Matt, who's with Villanova, he's going to enjoy Cam Whitmore next year.
I think so. I think the entire Villanova, they call it Nova Nation in Philly.
Nova Nation.
Nova Nation is going to like this kid, no question about it. Great year for the Wildcats, third Final Four in 6 years. Special run. Justin Moore, who unfortunately was hurt in that Elite Eight game, he's part of this USA program. There's Jalen Brunson as well.
Proctor. Johnson with the false step.
That's my pet peeve during the college season. Guys that don't know where that sideline is.
Yeah.
That's part of that educated fee we talk
Yep.
about. You know, in the NBA and the G League, those guys know how to slide along that line to the corner because there's not a lot of space there.
They have that false step too.
Yes, yeah, they do. They do.
And it seems to happen once or twice a game. No matter the level. Good ball movement here. Smith set up for a three.
Yes, by his future teammate,
Yep.
Anthony Black, who what impresses me watching Black before this game coming in is he's a big playmaker. He's a wing who can score, but I love his vision and playmaking. Those two guys are going to heat up.
Sissoko blocked by Lively.
Good pass.
Off to the races here, and Smith just hit a three, this time strong from the corner. Mitchell putting some sauce on that. Oh, great look to Lively. Nick Smith Jr. with the dime.
Started with Dylan Mitchell swinging that ball quickly, but Nick Smith Jr. found the big fella rolling.
USA opening this thing up. Proctor, a catch and shoot corner three, rattles down.
Good ball movement. Yeah, impressive by USA. It looked shaky early, but they've certainly picked up their game, and the ball movement has been really crisp.
Mitchell rolling that one home.
The ball movement's been good, but that kid can go get his own without a pass.
21 assists. USA Junior National Team. 35 makes. Assist percentage of 60 is pretty good. Miller.
Yeah, Leonard Miller has done some things tonight that really impress you. Fort Erie prep star from Ontario.
Smith attacking off the bounce. Tried the wraparound inside to Lively. Miller's got 11. Stayed in bounds. And Johnson to Iwachuku.
Kevin, I was looking at the USA score sheet, and I don't want to put any pressure on these guys because it's going to take a couple of years or more. But virtually every guy in this roster has a chance to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Some of them are locks. I mean, 8 or 9 of them are lock city. Like the team back in 19 that had Suggs and Green and Mobley. This is a similar team. I don't know if it's as good because those guys are outstanding rookies, but virtually every guy in this USA roster has a chance to play.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say there are too many guys who are, say, 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Well, I should have copyrighted that line. You know?
It's a great line.
I should have put that on a T-shirt and made a lot of money, but.
And I will say, Bruno Caboclo, like 4 years after you said it, did turn into a serviceable pro.
Serviceable, yes. And he made a lot of money because the Raptors took him high, and I was not in favor of that pick, as you remember. But good memories of doing the NBA draft for ESPN for many years.
Johnson pull up. It's partially blocked. Smith Jr. catches and finishes.
You think Nick Smith Jr. and Anthony Black are going to be good players in that frenetic style in Arkansas?
Yeah, they're going to be so fun to watch for Eric Musselman.
USA still getting after it. We're in garbage time now, but we still see a couple of great highlights from both teams. But very impressive.
Don't tell them they're up 18 with 3:16 to play.
No. Well, they still want to show off, but they're showing off within a team concept.
Jarris Walker, high-low feed. Bailey turning around. Tough shot, defended well. Charles Jumps.
Nice pass.
Beautiful look to Montero.
That's what I talked about. I told you he reminds me of Tomas Satoransky, who's now with the New Orleans Pelicans. I think he's going to be a point guard at Dayton. I really do.
Yeah, and Anthony Grant has a good one there as World Select Team trails by 16 with under 3 minutes to play here in the fourth. All right, let's take a look at the Nike Confessional Camp. Go talk.
Who has the GOAT shooting for him? It's either Klay Thompson or Steph Curry.
Probably Steph Curry.
Duncan Robinson. Klay Thompson.
I mean, mine. I'll say mine. Keep the hand in the cookie jar at the end. It's better.
GOAT, Jordan, model. I mess with the fours heavy.
The retro 11s for sure.
Fours.
I like the fours. Fours or 11s.
GOAT snack is Pringles.
She's probably Reese's.
Some Doritos. I always like some chips.
Either Two Snakes, which nobody know of, or probably Funyuns.
GOAT movie. GOAT movie is He Got Game.
Friday.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Like Mike.
I like the horror movie, Quiet Place.
Kevin Dan alongside the GOAT analyst, Fran Fraschilla.
You know my Nikes are now? Nike Blazers.
Nike Blazers.
I love Nike Blazers. Yep. I've got about 10 pair at home. They're old school. They're retro. They started here in Portland because Phil Knight built that Nike company up. Those Portland Trail Blazers, wearing those Blazers. That's my shoe. It's a GOAT shoe for me.
Jarris Walker.
Jarris. Jarris. You know what? Give Joe Mantegna a lot of credit because this team played. They played for each other tonight.
Yes.
They really have, man. They've been impressive. Really locked in.
We'd heard all week just about how good off the court these kids have been. Nice steal for Smith. Seeing that chemistry come together.
They look like they practiced for 3 weeks. Seriously. Except for that pass.
Montero the steal and the score. Jan Montero with 23 to lead all scorers tonight.
And he's likely to be a high pick this year.
Looking to be a first rounder. Grady Dick off 1 foot. Walker tried to go for the tip jam. He was fouled.
Well, another one of those plays that the Houston Cougar fans are going to get used to because that kid attacks the basket. We had to explain to him today. Remember yesterday? We talked to him about the rebounding bubble. That's a contraption that a lot of coaches use. You put it on the rim, you can't make a shot, so all you can do is practice rebounding.
Yeah.
He's going to get good at that.
Timeout taken by the World Select team. As a former manager, I remember putting the rim cap on the rim.
Yeah.
A little different because you could actually put it through.
That's the smaller rim.
Yeah.
It's rim cap, but the rebounding bubble is put to good use at Houston.
We've heard already from Dirk Nowitzki. Let's talk about another Nike Hoop Summit alum in Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, 2007 Hoop Summit alum. I look a lot different. I was carrying around a lot more weight than I am now. But I just remember more than anything is just putting that USA across the chest. That was very special because, you know, a number of those guys I've been playing against since I was very young, got to play with for the first time on a national team, so that was a very, very special time. That face I make though is still the same. I don't know why I do that, but I still do.
Kevin Love having a nice renaissance here with the Cleveland Cavaliers, finding kind of a second life to his career as a nice high-energy bench scorer.
Yeah, Darius Garland, another, Garland and Colin Sexton's out this year with the injury, but a lot of those guys, former USA basketball, junior national team players, and so much fun as we talked about throughout the night to watch these kids grow up to be those guys, 5 to 10 years from now.
Of course, Kevin Love also a native of the Oregon area.
We went right through Lake Oswego today, didn't we?
Yeah.
Down I-5 on the way to Tualatin.
Saw Lake Oswego coach yesterday, Marshall Cho, doing a nice job for Portland Generals.
Absolutely. Marshall is one of the outstanding high school coaches, not only in Oregon, but in the country.
Montero the rebound. The Bailey miss. Final 100 seconds.
That's a big fella trying to guard the little fella.
Montero missing the layup.
Whoops. Deontay George, I'm just thinking about him out there.
Walker, nice seal, nice finish.
Deontay George was the MVP last summer of the FIBA Under 18 3x3 competition.
USA winning gold.
Yeah, Volkowski and Dick.
Entreor off the mark there.
Speaking of Grady Dick.
A lob to get to the century mark for Lively. Lou.
See what Omaha's got up his sleeve.
He's got a 3 up his sleeve, but it doesn't go in. And we talked about the 3x3 gold for USA U18. Here it is at the World Cup. Some pictures from their win over Estonia in the gold medal game.
In the final, 21-14. It's a new sport for U.S. players, and there you go, the celebration. The ladies won the Under 18 World Cup as well. That was in Hungary. And as all 3 players told me, it was the first time they all had left the United States. That's kind of cool. Yeah. That's the essence of USA basketball.
Bailey on the follow. The lead is 22 for USA. One last possession here for Young Montero if he chooses. And he chooses not to. So your final score, USA 102, World Select Team 80. USA basketball now 16-7 all time in the Nike Hoops Summit. A very competitive first half. World Select Team was up 7 in the first quarter. USA up 6 at the break. And then the USA broke away in the second half.
I think the two things that stood out to me was obviously the outstanding talent and depth. I say that as one piece. The other thing was how well this team played together tonight. There was no selfishness. The ball movement was great. A couple of great individual performances. Cam Whitehead was sensational. Dariq Whitehead was great, but I just love the team play on both ends of the floor tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch a 20-plus assist game for Team USA as they get the 22-point win. A lot of talent on the floor here at Moda Center. And Dariq Whitehead, just a heck of a performance. He will be joining us shortly. Cam Whitmore, a great game as well. Jan Montero for the World Select Team had a really nice performance, 23 points for him. And just a great game all around as USA wins 102-80. And we are pleased to be joined by Dariq Whitehead. He's got the headset on. And Dariq, big time congrats on the win tonight. What was this experience like for you this week? I mean, it's been just a crazy last couple of weeks for you. McDonald's All-American MVP. You win a Geico National Championship, Geico Nationals MVP. A great performance here at Nike Hoops Summit. What was this week like in Portland for you?
It was a great week. You know, being here with a great group of guys. You're here with the best 12 guys in the country that's, you know, in high school basketball. Yeah. So just to know that you always come here and compete is like a blessing. You know, playing against the top guys every day, coming to practice for a full week, and just being able to build bonds that you can say, you know, last for a lifetime.
I know it's not about you tonight, Dariq. Your team was great, but let's show you some highlights and just react to what you see because, as Kevin mentioned, it's been a special week, but great footwork right there.
Appreciate you.
What are you seeing when you watch yourself on this? And what are you thinking tonight, the way you played?
Really, it was just, you know, Coach told me to come out aggressive, and that's what I did. You know, came out looking for my shot, but also get my teammates involved, and obviously that paid off tonight.
You know, Dariq, you've really improved that three over the course of this last season. 5 threes tonight. What's feeling good about your outside shot right now?
Oh, that's a lot of work. You know, I constantly put in work, constantly, you know, countless amount of hours in putting into my shot, and then obviously it's starting to pay off.
I got to ask you this. This is almost like a Duke minicamp tonight. Everybody's committing while they're out here. What's it going to be like going to Durham and playing for Coach Scheyer and that staff?
It's going to be great. Honestly, I can't wait to get down there and get going with the guys. We got a great class coming in next year, and I'm just excited to get going.
Well, Dariq, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck next year at Duke.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Right, Dariq Whitehead and USA in the 102-80 win over the World Select Team here at Moda Center. And that'll do it for us tonight. Big thank you to our producer, Naveed Kajabi, for Fran Fraschilla. I'm Kevin Danny. Your final score, 102-80. USA gets it done over World Select.